Well, there they are. Our new electronic media, or our new gadgets. You push a button, and the world's yours. You know how they talk about the world getting smaller? Well, it's thanks to these that it is. Everywhere is now our own neighborhood. We know what it's like to go on safari in Kenya, or to have an audience with the Pope, to order a cognac in a Paris cafe. But not only is the world getting smaller, it's becoming more available and more familiar to our minds and to our emotions. The world is now a global village. A global village. Well, if the appliance store is the symbol of the age we're living in now, what about the symbol of the age just past? Because in contrast to all of this, we used to have just one medium, or one gadget, if you like. John?
Come on around. You're in a bookstore, in the hallowed, respectable center of the age of print, the age of the book. In the appliance store, you're very much the electronic man. Here, you go back to being Renaissance man, literary man. A book. It's all we used to have. There were no film projectors, no TV sets or radios. We got all our information from this. We were educated by it. We learned about each other from it. The book was the source of our fame. We lived, loved, and died, as the saying goes, by the book. Think for a minute of how one reads. One sits alone. One's eye scans a line at a time. The author's ideas come to you one at a time off the page. It's a private experience. It's not a community or family activity. You do this alone. The electronic media haven't wiped out the book. It's read and used and wanted, perhaps more than ever. But the role of the book has changed. It's no longer alone. It no longer has sole charge of our outlook nor our sensibilities. Of course, the trouble is we act as though we were still solely in the age of the book. Our notions of right and wrong, our regard for one another, for education, diplomacy, politics, religion, all belong to the literary man. And perhaps that's why literary man finds things today coarse or corrupt or materialistic. He hears the sound of fighting in the street, of the rough and tumble of life. Sometimes he hears the sound of music, and he finds it all rather vulgar.
With me now is Marshall McLuhan. Well, Marshall, you've done a considerable amount of writing about media. What does this all mean, the book world that we had and the electronic world we have? Why, Marshall, do you use the word tribal? Why this? Now, by individual man, I assume that you're referring to John's literary man. So that this would be the basic change we spoke of at the beginning. Look, let's back up just a bit, Marshall.
No.
If more books are being used, more being sold, the libraries are crowded, they're busy, how can it be said, aside from what else may be happening, that we're moving out of a print culture? By teaching machines, I take it that you're not referring only to those found in the classroom. Yes, but I mean, our media, is any medium that strong that it can affect our lives and our whole outlook, Marshall? Aren't media, as I think most of us feel, on the edges of life? They can be taken or left alone. All right, but let's get back to your earlier word, tribal, Marshall. Why should all of this talk about media mean that individual man is on the way out and tribal man is on the way in? I mean, why is the big change taking place? Whoa. You mean there's a difference between the adolescent and the teenager?